from Fans Hobby. It is Red BUZZER MB-13A. Yes, this is a recolor of MB-13, which is Ace Hitter, which the difference is the 13 is white, just like the Headmaster Junior in Transformers Goshooter was white. And we had Siren in the US, which they eventually released in Japan as Goshooter Siren, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So this is a brand new unopened Red BUZZER, which is an homage to Siren. Has a little headmaster and everything. So we are gonna open this up. We're gonna go through them bit by bit and have fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. That is awesome. And we're gonna have fun with a Fans Hobby third-party version of Siren. Yes, we are. But first, be right back. See, I told you we'd be right back. Now, it does not appear that there's a heck of a lot of tape on here thus far, but I am going to use this. It's easier to pop these open using a knife than just trying to finagle them open with my short-trimmed fingernails. It is a nice box, by the way. I do want to just point that out. Fans Hobby puts out some great boxes. He's got great artwork on the front, and on the back you can see him in his various modes. He almost looks lighter gray on the back, but certainly not white, which would be Ace Hitter, aka Goshooter. But let's take him out, and very nice plastic packaging. You can see him right there, trapped in there, and underneath are instructions and a collector's card. So we'll put this box aside and let's get him out. Now he is in vehicle mode, so that's what we're gonna check out first. And see, I knew I was gonna need to cut some tape because the tape is on the inside. So I can also kind of yank it away and peel, or cut and peel part of it. And yes, it is taped on all four sides, but it's better than clipping those little plastic pieces of junk. And underneath, we have this, which is also attached by tape, but I'm just gonna pull the tape away, which contains some accessories. Let's see what's inside. Well, apparently, it's in several sections. We have his little headmaster dude. To be honest, I don't even remember the original's name, so that's why we have Google. In here, there is the helmet part and an additional face. I'm gonna leave in this little bag because otherwise it's gonna probably get lost. Might get lost anyway. And these two parts that appear to be weapons of some kind that can unfold and have handles that come out, I believe, like so. Now, the interesting thing about the original Headmaster Juniors was that they actually had helmets that became the seats in their vehicle nodes, and you had little itty-bitty guns that you put on the helmet, and those became very difficult to find when you're trying to buy second party. It does have a sticker sheet, which I will eventually put on. Again, the card that says Red BUZZER and the instruction book. Now, in the US, the Headmaster head was named Quig. In Japan, the Headmaster head was called Goshooter because the body was a Transtector that they basically controlled, and they were kids. Now, it almost looks like he should bend at the elbow, but he does not. But his arms go all the way around. His head can turn, though it's a little stiff, and he can kick forward and back. He's got knees that bend, basically fold over, because that's the part of the transformation. And the arms can go out to the side. The legs can move a little bit back and forth, but there's no Jean-Claude Van Damme here. So that's Quig, aka Goshooter, aka whatever they call him in here, Buzzboy. There is nothing on the instructions to indicate that he has any other name than Red Siren, but I just give you a little bit closer of a look. He's a pretty detailed little figure. Yellow face, well, yellow eyes, white face. Didn't sound right. His face is white. And on the back, you can see he's got red eyes and an upside down nose and mouth because, you know, he's not actually the head right at the moment. Let's bring over the turntable of doom and back it up a bit. And let's take out Red BUZZER, who comes out nicely like so. He also is a little bit more protected because he's got this plastic protective stuff around the back just to keep him getting scratched up, I guess. And the front as well, if I can figure out how to take that off. Protects the decals. But there he is, sans plastic. And while we have him in this car mode, which he looks very nice, very nice. It's got the some type of fire department logo on there. Looks like a campfire, but it says fire department on the doors and on the hood. It's got the blue light bar. And I do like the detail that they put on this. For instance, he does have headlights that can come up. Obviously, I haven't turned the key in the car inside, so, you know, the lights are not actually activated. Yeah, we know. The top of the car actually opens up. You have a little kind of steering thing in there, but you can take Quig and finagle him into the driver's seat. Push that down. The guns fold up, which is how they came, and they attach underneath the car with slats under there. I can't say that it's the easiest to get the things lined up, so I'm not going to bother because I'm going to be transforming them soon, but if you can figure it out quickly, you're a better person than I. The helmet also is supposed to connect back here, which also is not as easy as the instructions make it out to be. So I'm not going to bother. It's nice to know it has some kind of stuff. It may require that these be in before you can put the helmet in, but still, let's take a look at the car in other ways. It does have side view mirrors that move, which is, I think, really cool. Do the doors open? That is a good question. They look like they might. I don't want to force them. I already know that this opens, and it looks like maybe. I don't think they have necessarily a hinge, but yeah, opening up, yeah, not in the traditional way. So the doors don't open like that. That's a shame. I'm going to take him out of there just so he doesn't get squished with my moving stuff around. So yes, the doors do not open, just the windshield opens up for access. Still a nice looking car. Time for a roll test. Smooth. Spot on smooth. Nice. Definitely a well-constructed vehicle. Looks really nice from all the angles. You can see through the red transparent windows and doesn't give too much away that he's a robot in disguise. But all right, let's get to the robot mode. So there's Red Siren in robot mode. For those of you who were like, why didn't you show us a transformation? It's because he's a little more complex and I don't feel qualified to show you the very first time I transform it, how to transform it. But I'm hoping this year to do actual transformation videos at some point. And this guy actually was easier than the others in the series that I've done. The Athena and the Fire Dude, Firebreaker, Hosehead and Minerva. So I actually like the transformation a bit better. It was a little simpler. At least the instructions were better. I'm going to show him from all sides here, and he's very cleverly set up. The side windows actually have a purpose for keeping these on the back, so they're not just decorative. So it's very nice. So you can see he's very cool overall. You can open up his chest panel, and you can see his stats, which basically move up and down with the chest panel, so the head attachment has nothing to do with it, which was the case with the original Headmaster Juniors. They were not made as, shall we say, with the level of complexity of the first Headmasters, which were oversized accidentally to begin with. But I would definitely say this is like a masterpiece version of Siren or Goshooter Siren, whichever you prefer. And I like the deco. Obviously, he's got stickers that I will put on him at some point. Once I get around to it, it'll happen, I swear. But let's check out some posability. And first off, I do want to see, can he actually do a full Toes-Up Jean-Claude Van Damme? And he's close. Not quite there. I'll give it to him. They go straight across, and he's got really, really thick calves, so I'll give it to him. And the guns attach just like most Masterpiece with a slot in the side of the handle, and it just came out of his left hand. So he'll just have one gun, and it's probably gonna have none when I show you the posability of the hands. So he does have pretty generous ankle swivels. Not that you'd ever put him out quite that far, but you can definitely put him in a wider stance without any problems. Kicking forward, very good. Kicking back, very good. It just about, but I don't think it actually interferes. It's his windshield here. Sidekick, split sidekick, bends at the knee. He does indeed. Maybe not, well, actually with some wiggling. We actually got it maybe 90 degrees, maybe slightly more. Swiveling. Now, he does have a swivel in the thigh, but you have to, if you want to go all the way around, move his leg out to the side. Straight up and down, this top part of his outer thigh will interfere. So that's not a wonderful thing. And Leo is here. Hello, Leo. You like Headmaster Juniors? I like Headmaster Juniors too. All right, twisting at the waist. He can twist at the waist all the way around. He does need to move out his back windshield there. He actually does some tilting at the waist too, so you can move him back and forth and put him in some pretty dynamic poses. And it moves back and forth as well. Slight bit of an ab crunch. Isn't that right, Leo? Yeah, you probably have this in your collection way before I had it in mine. Cats, am I right? Am I right? Arms go all the way around. He's got a bend in the elbow. See, that fell off. Now the shoulder pads can kind of interfere a little bit with some stuff, but so can cats, so what can you do? There is a swivel, but in order to get it all the way, you'd have to like move the shoulder pad out of the way, which kind of looks good where it is. So, but arms can go out to the side somewhat because of the shoulder pad. It gets stopped. Again, if you move the shoulder pad, you probably get a little bit more height on it. So I guess they could do that kind of stuff. Fists twist. The fingers and thumb are both articulated, and you can bend them over to make a fist. There's 2 points of articulation in the four fingers. Not the forefinger, but the four fingers together. They are not separately articulated. And the thumb, again, moves back and forth. So you can definitely make a fist there, which is good for transforming it back. And the head all the way around, which trust me, the original did not do that. So overall, a handsome version of Siren, or Goshooter Siren. And again, with a clever transformation. Of course, I'm thinking it's clever now. I may have messed up something, which is why he's not quite as stable standing as he should be. I thought I had this in properly, but you never know. At least I twisted the heels the proper way. But again, I would definitely consider this kind of a masterpiece version of Siren, and be happy to display him with my actual masterpiece and KO masterpiece Transformers. So there you go. Red Buzzer. I unfortunately don't have Ace Hitter, and doing an Ace Hitter review would be virtually identical. But I would recommend getting Ace Hitter. I'll probably get it just for my collection because I never had the original Goshooter, just Siren. I just had the US ones in my collection. I did have a few Japanese G1s, but those were not among them. So there you have it. I hope you find this fun if you're a fan of this particular part of G1, whether it be the Japanese or the US. And if you are having fun watching these videos, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That'd be awesome. And I'm going to put a link in the description, not only to Red Buzzer, but to Ace Hitter and a couple places so you can hopefully, find them. And while you are mulling over this particular Headmaster Junior homage, you can actually check out this one, which is Minerva, aka Athena. Oh, and I didn't mention he's like 6 3/4 inches tall. So good sized boy. But yeah, check out Minerva over there, and we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.